In this video, we're going to be walking through the steps of incorporating a limited company in the UK in full step-by-step detail. So if you've got a great idea for a business, but you're not sure how to set up a company, keep watching. Hello there, my name's Ian from Your Company Formations, where we make forming your company effortless. Step 1 is choosing a unique company name. Now, when choosing a name for your limited company, it's important to ensure that the name is not already in use by another company. It's also important to know that certain words and expressions are restricted and cannot be used in a company name without specific permissions. For example, words such as royal, national, British, government, and university can only be used with permission. Additionally, any names that are considered to be offensive or misleading in any way are prohibited. Now that you know what options are available, you need to run a Companies House company name check on Companies House's name availability checker, or by using our online name checking service. Simply enter the name you wish to use and it will alert you as to whether it's available. When you've chosen the name, you'll also have to check if it's similar to other existing companies to avoid confusion. You can do this by doing a quick Google search, as well as looking at other social media for anything similar. Also, make sure the domain name is available, as there's nothing worse than setting up a company and finding out your domain name is taken and it's an extortionate price to buy it. It's important to choose a name that's catchy, memorable, and easy to pronounce, as it will help you with your marketing and branding efforts in the long run. It's also a good idea to consider the future growth and expansion of your company when choosing a name. Step 2 is choosing your package. Once you've chosen your name using our site, you can choose which package you wish to buy. Now, there are quite a few options here, and choice will really come down to what you actually require for your business. Our best-selling and recommended package would be the fully inclusive package. This includes many features, including a confirmation statement, a trading address where you can have non-government letters addressed to, VAT registration, registered and directors' addresses in London EC1, a free .co.uk domain name, the 3-hour online formation for those who are in a hurry to get moving, all the fees, of course, associated with incorporating a company, a free accountancy consultation, free access to the online company manager portal, digital and printed certificates for everything you need, and even a free £75 Google AdWords voucher. But not only that, you also have the option of up to £155 cashback when you decide to use some of our partner services. Of course, the choice is yours, and you can see all the packages on the Compare Packages page. We also have packages for a company limited by guarantee, property management companies, charities, right to manage companies, limited liability partnerships, and public limited companies as well. And these can be found by clicking on the relevant title on the site navigation. And don't worry, if you're not from the UK, we have a package for international formations as well. Once you've chosen your package, you'll be whisked over to the checkout where you can input your card details and create an account so you can purchase your package, ready to move on to the next step. In this step, we're going to input all the information for your company to be registered. Now, when you go to the next page, there's another more comprehensive video, so you can refer to that as well if needed, if you have any issues. But don't worry, because our intuitive system helps you to move through the process step by step so you don't have any errors. And you can always contact us if you have any difficulties whatsoever, and we'll be more than happy to help. Company particulars is the next step, and we need to find out more about your company. So fill in the details here and use the drop-down boxes to add your company info and jurisdiction. This is where you want the company to be formed. And don't forget, very important, add a company ending to your name. For example, Ltd or LLP. That way, you'll be able to move on to the next step. Next up are your address details. If you added a London office to your package, you don't need to worry about this next step. But if you didn't, make sure to fill in the address of your company. Now, the forwarding address is used for any small packages or mail and must be your address. But don't worry, this won't be shown on Companies House. Next up is add an officer. On this page, we need to fill out all the company director, share details, and PSC, which is person with significant control. The company needs at least one director, one shareholder, and one PSC. You can take these roles yourself as a single entity, or they can be split by multiple people. In this case, we're going to be adding one person. You can now choose their position in the company. You can tick multiple boxes if they're relevant. In this case, we will tick director, shareholder, and PSC, because they hold the majority. They are therefore the person of significant control. But of course, this will depend on your company's structure. As you choose each option, you'll notice a new tab open up for each new piece of information required. When you're finished with this, choose Next to automatically move on to the next tab. Here, you'll need to fill in the details of the director, along with some authentication questions. Next up is the director's service address, or correspondence address. If you purchased a package with director's service address, you do not need to input anything here. You will only need to add a forwarding address for the director. Next up, nature of control. Here, you use the drop-down box to select how many shares you will have. Either more than 25% but less than 50% is for partnerships equally splitting shares between the two people. More than 50% but less than 75%. This is when one person holds the majority of the shares. And finally, 75% or more, which is full ownership. After this, you can answer yes or no to any of the questions below, depending on your circumstances. Now, if you answer yes, an additional box will appear so you can fill in that information also. Now, once all the information is filled out, click the Next button, and now here you have to put the share class you have allocated. The generic values of the share are 1 share equals 1 Great British Pound, and they're already allocated, and most people will use these, but you can change these based on your own preferences, and after taking legal advice if needed. Now hit Save to continue to the next section. In this final document section, the majority of the companies we register leave the default free option. However, if you have your own ideas for the memorandum and articles of association, you can customize our mem and arts for as little as $9.99 plus VAT. Just make sure that you use the structure of the correct templated document that can be downloaded at Companies House. Now, additional documents at this point are at your discretion. Now, finally, you have the option to opt in to some of our partner services. This is where you can get some valuable cash back also, depending on the services you choose. Now, at this stage, you can add additional services as well that may be required by simply clicking the Add button, and these will be added to your cart. And these can also be added at a later date once the company has been formed by simply logging into your portal. The next page shows you all the information you submitted for one final check. So make sure to double check before submitting. And finally, the last page gives you an invoice for the services you've prepaid for. And if you've chosen any extra services during the process, you can pay for those now. All you have to do now is fill out the boxes at the bottom of the page for KYC regulations, tick the Agree to T's and C's box, and submit, and your job is done. Now, we do need to contact you a little later to verify your photo ID and registered address. And once those have passed, you can sit and relax knowing you have officially registered your company. And that's it. You've successfully formed a UK limited company. Congratulations. And don't forget, as a limited company, you are required to keep accurate records of your financial transactions and submit annual accounts to Companies House. But don't worry, because as we selected the fully inclusive package, we get a free accountancy consultation, which will really come in handy, and you can ask any questions directly to put your mind at ease. Thanks for watching, and feel free to put any questions that you have in the box below, and make sure to share this video with friends who are thinking of starting a business. My name's Ian from Your Company Formations, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now.